A-10 Thunderbolt II was an American single-seat twin-engine attack aircraft developed by Fairchild Republic. Its main specialization was the fight against ground targets, primary tanks, and other enemy armored machines. This aircraft is familiar to almost all aviation enthusiasts and has a recognizable to memorable appearance. It was named Thunderbolt II in honor of the famous American World War II P-47 Thunderbolt fight bomber. The A-10 Thunderbolt II attack aircraft was the first U.S. Air Force aircraft specially designed for direct air support of ground troops on the battlefield. It is a very simple, survivable and effective jet aircraft. After its adoption in the US Air Force, for a long time treated the machine as an ugly duckling, which has, due to both its limited use and not the most unusual appearance, for which the aircraft even received the unofficial nickname Warthog. The machine was criticized a long time. The US Air Force even considered getting rid of it in favor of the A-16 and the modification of the F-16 fighter, but the unexpectedly successful combat use of the A-10 Thunderbolt II during the first Gulf War put an end of the debate about the future fate of the attacked aircraft. In the Gulf War in 1991, that the A-10 attacked aircraft made its combat debut. A total of 144 aircraft of this type took part in the operation. They performed a total of 8,100 combat sorties, losing 7 machines. On average, one attacked aircraft was lost per 1,350 sorties. To the surprise of many outside observers, an looking subsonic aircraft was able to become one of the heroes of the war, along with the F-117 stealth strike aircraft and the F-15 fighter. According to the US military, Thunderbolt were able to destroy more than 1,000 Iraq tanks, more than any other aircraft on the US Air Force, up 2,000 units of other military equipment and 1,200 artillery installations of all kinds. The history of this machine began at the moment when the US Air Force began to suffer significant losses from Soviet air defense installations supplied to Vietnam, small caliber anti-aircraft artillery and large caliber machine guns. Under such conditions, it became increasingly difficult for them to support ground troops. Imagining that could happen if American planes would be opposed not by the weak air defense system on the Vietnamese and the Soviet anti-aircraft gunners of air defense of the socialist bloc countries. Under such conditions, it became increasingly difficult for them to support ground troops. That could happen if American planes would be opposed not by weak air defense system of the Vietnamese and the Soviet anti-aircraft gunners of air defense of the socialist bloc countries. The stage of design and construction of prototypes was passed relatively quickly, and already on May 10, 1972, the first A-10 attacked aircraft of the Fairchild Republic company took to the skies, just 20 days ahead of the competitor, Northrop A-8. The airplane was mass-produced from 1975 to 1984. A total of 715 airplanes were assembled. The cost of the one machine was $80 million. The airplane is still a service with US Air Force. As of 2015, there were 283 aircraft in service in the A-10C modification. The A-10C is an updated model of the attack aircraft equipped with modern digital equipment capable of the carrying of full complement of precision weapons with a laser targeting system. The first A-10C attack aircraft entered service with the US Air Force in 2006. The A-10 Thunderbolt II single-seat attack aircraft is a long-wing aircraft with trapezoidal wing and a double-wing vertical tail. The fuselage of the combat aircraft of a simple semi-monocoque construction was made mainly of aluminium alloys, which were notable for their high corrosion resistance to deflants, widely used by Americans in Vietnam. The fuselage of the airplane is characterized by a fairly high survivability. It should not have been destroyed by damage to two diametrically opposite spars, and as well as to the fuselage of the airplane is characterized by a fairly high survivability. It should not have been destroyed by damage to two diametrically opposite spars, as well as two adjacent skin panels. The pilot and critical control systems of the attack aircraft are reliably protected by 1.5-inch titanium armor, which can withstand 37mm shells. At the same time, the pilot's armored cockpit is made of a bathtub assembled on screw from titanium armor plates. The armored glass of the cockpit lantern was able to withstand of 23mm shell hit by such of a SAM as the Shilka. The high maneuverability of the attack aircraft at low altitude gave it a good chance to evading SAMs and enemy fighter attacks. Good maneuverability in combination with the view from the cockpit and relatively low flight speed allowed the aircraft to hit even relatively small targets with a single approach. Firing from the artillery system on tank-type targets was conducted from a height of 100–150 meters from a distance of 1080 meters on non-armored targets. It could be fired from a distance of 3000 meters. In 1917, the US military finally decided on the main artillery caliber for the new attack aircraft. As artillery armament was decided to use heavy-duty 30mm 7-barrel GAU-8 Avenger cannon from General Electric with a rate of fire of up to 4,000 rounds per minute. The 30mm 7-barrel Gatling gun with rotating barrel assembly was especially designed for the A-10 Thunderbolt II attack aircraft and became its trademark. This gun is one of the most powerful aircraft guns in this caliber in the world. The gun aircraft cannon is located along the longitudinal axis on the attack aircraft in the offset to its left side by 0.3 meters. The cannon operates of the Gatling principle, has a hydraulic external drive and stringless ammunition feeding system. The drum-type magazine used holds 1,350 rounds. Initially, the gun's rate of fire could be switched from 2,000 to 4,000 rounds per minute, but later the maximum rate of fire was limited to 3,090